i-gravimetric analysis, i-analysis la sikwazi khona ukusebenzisa i-mass of a compound to determine the amount of analyte. So we are using mass. So here this is just, we are using mass of a pure compound. We are using mass of a pure compound to determine the amount of analyte. To determine amount of analyte. Okay, so basically when you are reacting is there's two. Remember, two or more things can react with each other. So for example, gravimetric analysis is if on a sample with an unknown composition. A sample and they say it's a nice sample. What is in the sample? So how do you get to know what's in a part of a sample? You react it with another thing. That's why I want to form again. So gravimetric analysis of focus it is a precipitation gravimetry. So I'm sure my experiment to say when you are combining when you are combining liquid out two, solution out two, and then we form a precipitate la phansi kwe-beaker. That is known as a precipitation gravimetry. So iyona esifocus kuyo kakhulu because okay, yeah, it's relatively the one that you use the most. So masine precipitation reaction, it just means ukuthi unama solution awu-2 owahlanganisayo. So unama solution awu-2 owahlanganisayo, and when you add these solutions, when you pour the solutions into each other, they will form a precipitate at the bottom of the beaker. So lento le efomekayo lena siyibiza ngani? Ni precipitate. So I precipitate into efomekayo la at the base of the beaker. So when you combine two liquids and then you form a solid, that's known as a precipitate. So I precipitate basically my form kanjena. Why doesn't I precipitate dissolve kulawo manzi lawo? Indaba I precipitate ingaveli dissolve lapha is because I precipitate yethu isuke injani, isuke insoluble. So mozobona igama elithi insoluble just means ukuthi I precipitate yakho ayikwazi ukudissolve kuleyo agent ekhona. So ayikwazi ukudissolve kulawo manzi. That is why it ends up sitting at the base of the beaker. So that is just a theory to understand, nothing much about it. So for example, now what is most important into engayibona, especially with test 1, when it comes to precipitation gravimetry, it is to know about a precipitating agent. So let us just say you have got potassium chloride. This is potassium chloride. And then ufuna ukwenza a precipitation reaction with potassium chloride. And then mhlambe uhlanganise nobani, maybe you add AgNO3. Maybe you add AgNO3. And then when you add to AgNO3 kanjena, reaction yakho, it will form something like this. It will form ubani, AgCl plus ubani plus KNO3. Right? So this is reaction yakho. So into esibiza nge-analyte, we are talking about lo Cl lona, lo KCl lona sibiza ngani? Nge-analyte. So ilento oyithathayo and then you measure it. And then uhlanganise nalo AgNO3 sibiza ngani? Nge-precipitating agent. So i-precipitating agent ilento oyi-addayo in excess. So uyi-adda in excess to the analyte so that kuzofomeka ini? Kuzofomeka i-precipitate. So lento esiyifomayo ekugcineni lena sibiza nge-precipitate. So AgCl wethu, it is an insoluble precipitate. Shuthi le precipitate lena ayikwazi ukudissolve in that solvent. It cannot dissolve in the solvent. That is why igcina isi-suspendwa lana at the base of the beaker. It's because it cannot dissolve. So HCl kanjena. And then when you are doing a gravimetric analysis, the basic idea is that you measure ukuthi u-HCl wakho umngakanani. I think we once did the experiment kanjena. You measure u-HCl, how much is it, so that you can determine ukuthi i-analyte oqale ngayo, how much is it. So that's just the basic idea. So into esingayisho-ke, i-precipitate yakho, it must have the following properties so that it can be weighed easily. So i-precipitate, it must be easy to filter. So kumele ikwazi ukufilterisheka kalula. And then another thing, it must have a low solubility. So kumele ibe ne low solubility i-precipitate. Obvious, remember ukuthi uze ikwazi ukuba i-solid la at the end, kumele ingakwazi ukudissolve ngisho. So must insoluble just means uthini, it cannot dissolve in the solvent onayo. So i-precipitate yakho must be easy to filter. It must have a low solubility, means that it must not dissolve. And then it must be unreactive with the atmosphere. So kumele ingakwazi ukureacta nezinye izinto, unreactive with the atmosphere, with atmospheric gases such as or oxygen and whatnot. So this is just basic characteristic of a precipitate esifunayo. So basically into ebalulekile lana, it is to know about the types of precipitates, because I saw it with supplementary exam. So sinama two types of precipitate. Sinama crystalline precipitate, sibe nama colloidal precipitate. So types of precipitates is now, we've got a crystalline. So sine crystalline precipitate. Okay, asiqale ngo-colloidal. So we've got a colloidal precipitate, and then sine crystalline precipitate. So these are the two types of precipitates as now. So basically when you combine, for example, you still remember in that experiment, bawuhlanganisa u-KCl no HNO3. Angisho ifoma i-liquid engathi iwubisi kanjena, something milk. So basically i-colloidal precipitate, sithi le precipitate lena, it is very small. So it is very small and it is scattered. Should say precipitate egcwele yonke indawo in that like liquid. So mawuhlanganisa u-KCl and HNO3 and you find out ukuthi forme kanje i-liquid whitish kanjena. So it's known as a colloidal precipitate. But mase i-crystalline ile precipitate eqinile. So this one is more of a solid precipitate. That's the difference. So mawubona kufomeka into clear, like into sithi nasho i-liquid yakho iba clear, and then at the bottom ufomeka i-precipitate angisho. Leyo precipitate leyo sithi i-crystalline precipitate because isiqinile, it's a strong precipitate in a sense. So masithi i-colloidal, it just means ukuthi ama-particles, they are scattered within a liquid. So I don't know if you guys kind of get the sense of what I'm talking about here, but siyayithola kodwa noma silahlekile, just in case mhlambe kwenze uthini kubuzwa leyo nto. But basically that's the idea of a crystalline and the colloidal precipitate. Let me just do something quick. Learn. And they'll sikwazi ukungena ama-calculations esine-idea. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so something like this, iyona-ke i-crystalline precipitate lena. Siyabona ukuthi, yabona ukuthi kahle kahle it's not settling down, ayisetlishanga this one angisho. Igcwele throughout the liquid. So sithi yini lena? I-colloidal precipitate. Because yenze njani igcwele yonke indawo, ayisetlishanga at the base of the beaker. But makwenza ukuthi i-liquid yakho ibe clear and the precipitate yasetlisha laphaya, sibiza ngani? Nge-crystalline precipitate. So just the basic idea. I'm sure it won't even be asked that much. So that's just the idea of a colloidal and crystalline precipitate. So kahle kahle when you are reacting uKCl no AgNO3 kuqala kufomeke ini i-colloidal precipitate. So it means when you combine them you start by forming this type of thing whereby i-precipitate yakho yenze njani, it's not settling down angisho. So i-precipitate yakho is not settling down, but at the end of the day you end up forming into such that i-precipitate yakho igcina isettlisha at the base of the beaker, igcina iba yi-crystalline precipitate. So kahle kahle iyiphi process yini oyenzayo ukuze i-precipitate yakho ikwazi ukusettlisha? You heat it. So the idea here, you heat i-solution yakho. So when you heat up i-solution in a colloidal precipitate, leyo colloidal precipitate izoqina and then it will do what? It will settle down at the base of the beaker. Okay, so it will just become stronger because of heating. So the word heating is not really used. They can say digestion. Just means uthini, you are heating a colloidal precipitate khona izoqina ibe crystalline precipitate. Yeah, khona izokwazi ukusettlisha down. So you heat it. So when they say you are heating it, sithi ukushintsha kwe-colloidal precipitate ukuba i-crystalline precipitate, it just simply means ukuthi it is coagulating. So when you hear igama elithi coagulate, just means ukuthini i-crystalline precipitate, it is settling down noma it is combining together khona izokwazi ukusettlisha at the base of the beaker. So i-colloidal precipitate njani? So i-colloidal precipitate is settling down, something like that. Yeah, is combining noma it is settling down and it is becoming a crystalline precipitate. So I think uthi that's kind of basic esingayithatha leyo. There are other things that you can talk about. There are a lot of things that you can talk about with gravimetric analysis, but at least these are the most important things to say. Gravimetric analysis is all about reacting analyte with the precipitating agent. Bese ke kwenze ukuthi lo Ag react nobani no Cl, produce ku-AgCl. AgCl yethu it becomes a precipitate and injani insoluble. Ayikwazi ukudissolve kuleyo solvent. That's why isettlisha down at the base of the beaker. And that AgCl must be easy to filter. It must have a low solubility. It must not react with the outer environment. The ideal precipitate. And then the types as now, no colloidal is just those small particles that are scattered, that are suspended inside the solvent. And then sine crystalline whereby precipitate yakho senzenjani seyiqinile and then settlishile at the base of the beaker. So when you have got a colloidal precipitate, wenza kanjani sibe crystalline? You heat it up. So when you are heating it up, you say that is known as digestion. So the word digestion in chemistry just suggests to say you are heating in a colloidal precipitate. That is why we see far stove in the experiments. So that is njani izokwazi coagulate, izokwazi ukuqina ibe crystalline isettlishe at the base of the beaker. And then that is how gravimetry occurs. So we'll just keep the other part of the theory and try to see what how can we see it in calculations, because I think we definitely do have calculations whereby we have to apply a gravimetric analysis. Oh yeah. So I think incwadi ayisebenzisayo it is Fundamentals of Analytical Chemistry le kaScook and West. Yeah, into kanjalo. Cause ama-question lawo supplementary exam wonke anjalo no. So there's no difference. So I think it's a benefit if umuntu goes through that. Okay, asiboneni-ke which calculations are involved with le gravimetric analysis esiyenzayo. Hey, you're engane. Okay, It's fine. We'll take examples, then we're gonna take a question lawa sekugcineni. So here is a question here, whereby you have to apply a gravimetric analysis. All right, it's an example, but we'll take questions later. So Lana, so the calcium in a 20 milliliter sample of natural water was determined by precipitating the cation as calcium C2O4. The precipitate was filtered, washed, and ignited in a crucible with an empty mass of this, then the mass of that. I still record the information here, it's gonna make sense because near manje, it looks mixed up. So to make sense of this information, we'll just record it and so bonus what is happening here. So lana's in a sample that has got natural water. So the sample in a natural water, what is its volume? Its volume is equals to 200.0 milliliters. And then it is being precipitated as the cation calcium C2O4. So now, if precipitate is filtered, obviously you have to filter it. Remember, if it's precipitate yako, it must be easy to filter. So you filter it, you wash it, and then you ignite it. You heat it. Normally, you put it in an oven. With a constant mass. And then now, you ignite it in a crucible with an empty mass of. So a crucible, precipitate when you are going to heat it. It can be watch glass, watch glass most of the times because weighing board oven. So basically here we have got a crucible, watch glass precipitate. This is your precipitate, and they say the empty mass of a crucible, crucible my empty. Ilingana nobani no 26.6002 grams. So this is the mass of a crucible if it's an empty. And then what's the mass of the crucible plus calcium oxide. Choose precipitate to la nobani or calcium oxide. So mase sihlanganisa ne calcium oxide dige ikhombo yayo. I mass of a crucible plus ubani plus calcium oxide ulingana nobani no 26.7134 grams. All right. Now, calculate the concentration of calcium. Calculate the concentration of calcium with the smaller mass in water in units of grams per 100 milliliter. So the concentration is not in molar concentration. It's a concentration in grams per milliliter. So in other ways, mighty in grams per milliliter was able to calculate the mass. Actually, they want a precipitation in grams per 100 milliliter. So they want you to calculate the mass of calcium first. So calcium oxide, how much calcium do you have? Okay, I see approaching what would we do? Okay, can we try to find out if precipitate because there's the combination with a crucible, it is equals to 26.7134 grams. And MSA crucible is 26.6002 grams. So mass minus two, we can be able to find in the mass the calcium oxide, precipitated. So mass of calcium oxide, which is the precipitate, will be just isamyawo lana 26.7134 grams minus a crucible empty on isindanganan, it is 26.6002 grams. So mass of calcium oxide lapho ngicela umuntu ahlala ne calculator so that esokwazi ukushesha 0.11232. Okay, 1132 grams. So lena imass kabani ka calcium oxide. Thina sifuna we want a concentration ka calcium, right, in grams per 100 milliliter. So unit concentration esifuna ukugcina si-achievile lana grams per 100 mils. So in other ways kumele sithole grams kabani ka calcium, imass ka calcium le. So imass ka calcium lana ingakanani? Kumele ubuke nje ukuthi calcium, how many calciums do we have la ku calcium oxide? 1 angisho. So it means ukuthini? It means ukuthi here we will have the same molar ratio. So first you find the number of moles. The number of moles of calcium oxide lana, we can find it with a precipitate or calcium oxide. How many number of moles do we have? It's mass over the molar mass. So mass of calcium oxide over the molar mass of calcium oxide. And lana a number of moles is in that way. It's fine. So lana the mass of calcium oxide, the precipitate is 0.1132 grams. The molar mass of calcium oxide is 56.077 grams per mole. So it's 56.077 grams per mole. So grams, no grams, I cancel, we remain with a number of moles of calcium oxide. Number of moles yale precipitate at the end. How much is it? 2.0186 mole. All right, it's fine. 0187 mole. All right, so now a number of moles yabani yale precipitate. Eh? Wait. Times 10 to the power negative 3. Hey. I'll show foot. Mole. Okay. So a number of moles yaban lena calcium oxide. Number of moles precipitate is 9. Thina sifuna ukuthola ukuthi kahle kahle imass calcium lana ingakanani. Angisho. Obviously calcium oxide uhlanganise ucalcium oyi1 angisho no oxygen oyi1. So here we can just say if we look at calcium oxide, if we just do a short reaction here, we can see with calcium oxide phakathi, it has got calcium 2 plus no bani no oxygen 2 minus. So we want to see what is the mass of this. And since lana we only have got calcium oyi1, it means the number of moles of calcium oxide is the same as number of moles of calcium, because there's only one calcium angisho. So are we multiplying a lot? So you can do it in a ratio kanjena, or if you can just see from a chemical formula, it's in calcium oxide, calcium oyi1, oxygen oyi1. So thina sinama moles kabani ka calcium oxide. So calcium lo ngaphakathi will have the same number of moles as ubani calcium oxide. You can even do it using molar ratio here at this point. So ahlahle moles, ama number of moles of calcium esimfunayo, it is equals to bani, it is equals to 2.0186 times 10 to the power of negative 3 mole. Remember, equation here is funani, concentration in grams per 100 mils. So ahlahle kumele sithole ini imass kabani ka calcium. Says 9 number of moles of calcium. 9. It is 2.0186 times 10 to the power of negative 3 mole. And then thina siyazi ama number of moles, it is mass over molar mass angisho. So mass of calcium lapho would have to be ama number of moles wakhe times molar mass of ubani of calcium njalo. Akusese calcium oxide. Ngisho la sesidila nobani no calcium alone. So from here, the number of moles of calcium lana, it is 2.0186 times 10 to the power of minus 3. And then molar mass of calcium, we find it here, it's 40.078. So this is 40. Okay, you substitute my units there. This is a mole, and then this is 40.078. 40.078 grams per mole. And then mole no mole bazo cancela, we remain with grams. So mass of calcium lab in the sample. So 0.0809 grams. So as one is saying la, mass kabandona the calcium in the sample. Remember, the initial sample lena esi precipitated, it was a 200 milliliter sample. So ahlahle le mass esitholile lena mass ka calcium in this sample kabani ka 200 milliliters. So we can say this is the mass. This is 0.0809 grams in 200 milliliter. of natural water, because lento lena we are finding it in natural water ngisho. We are finding it in natural water. So basically we found out what is the mass of calcium in this sample of natural water. But remember we want grams per 100 milliliter. Tina sinobani lana sina how many grams in 200? Sino 0.0809 angisho. So singakwazi ukuthola ngisho in 100 milliliters nangani, because obvious lana if sinabantu abawu2 eclassini eli1 emaklasini awu4 so nabantu abawungaki abawu2 angisho. Yes, that's the ratio. So here the mass of calcium that we have with 200 milliliter sample that have been given here, it is equals to 0.0809 grams in what? In 200 milliliter. So in 100 milliliter, it has to be half of it. It has to be half of that. Or you can just do the cross multiplications, but you use the ratio to say we have got 0.0809 grams in this milliliter, in 200 milliliter. So 100 milliliter sobanangagi, you do the half of this. Half walon uzosinikeza ubani? 0.4049. Zero point 0.04045. Okay, and then let's write it in significant figures. Bonen, our initial values lana we were given 200 angisho, and ama number bewangaki lo 200 abasinike yona, it was 1 2 3 4. So you need to round off this to 4. It's already fine, right? 1 2 3 4. So this is the grams. This is the grams in 100 milliliter of the water sample. So a gravimetric analysis, it just needs you ukuthi wenze njani uthole bazovele gravimetric analysis. Remember masi introducer we said you are given a mass of what? A mass of one thing. You are given a mass of a precipitate, and then wena ufuna ukuthola ini uthi phakathi kwaleyo precipitate i-element ethile, what is its concentration. That is what we do in most calculations. So lana in this case besinikezwe i-precipitate ubani calcium oxide, and besifuna ukuthi phakathi kwaleyo calcium oxide what is the concentration of ubani of calcium. But the concentration yakho iyahluka. There are many ways of handling concentration. Kukhona i-molar concentration ejwayelekile leka mole per liter, phinde kube khona i-molar concentration leka grams. Yabona this is in grams per 100 milliliter. So kumele ubone usahlahle what do you need to calculate. If it grams per liter, obvious grams in mass, choosing kumele mass kabani ka calcium, and then try to make sure that it is abiding to 100 milliliter. That's still a concentration nakhona. So this is how it works. This is how it works. I hope we are together there. Even in the supplementary examination, it was the same problem as well. It was lana angazi question banlan. Okay, so here this is supplementary examination angazi ngisendeka ungayi but ikhona. 4.3, all right. Niyabona, explain the difference between crystalline and colloidal. Please try to read it from the notes exactly as it is. Lapaya was just giving an idea. And then suggest a precipitation method of what? Okay, other theory, but this one is the most important. So now we've got a 0.2121 gram sample of an organic compound that was burned in a stream of oxygen. And the carbon dioxide produced was collected in a solution of barium hydroxide. Calculate the percentage of carbon in the sample if 0.6006 grams of barium carbonate was formed. This is the problem. So, Maxwell sifuna a percentage of carbon. What are we looking for? A percentage yini ahlahle. Once wangathi percentage yini esifunayo? I mass percentage angisho. So I mass percentage, once wangathi calculate the percentage of carbon, bafuna usithola what is I mass of what? Of carbon ahlahle. Ahlahle lo mbuzo lo othi calculate I percentage. Uzama uthini? calculate the mass. So mawona nje kuthiwa calculate the percentage of something, they are talking about mass percent. They are talking about mass over mass of the sample. So in this case, bafuna percentage of carbon in the sample. Shuthi you must calculate mass yani a carbon, and you say over mass sample times 100. Yonke question ezothi calculate percentage of something, bafuna ini mass yaleyo. So let me just lay it side by side, sikwazi ukubona, and then try to attempt the problem. So given this problem, here we have it. Now let's analyze carefully. Try your best to ubhale into yakho ibe neat kungahlangani because hey kuba nzima ukubona. All right, so sample yakho that you have, the original sample, it has got a mass which is equals to 0.2121 grams. So sample yakho eno carbon phakathi esingayazi sample. It's probably a hydrocarbon, an organic compound. Yeah, they say it's an organic compound. And then leyo nto leyo you are burning it in oxygen. So it means it is nani, it's a combustion reaction. If you want to imagine it in that way, but there is no way, there is no need to do that. But just to let you see, you have got this sample that is an organic compound, you react it with oxygen. Obviously, your product there is going to be carbon dioxide plus ubani plus H2O. Wasekuthiwa carbon dioxide, it is collected in a solution of barium hydroxide. Shuthi we are taking this carbon dioxide again and we are reacting it with ubani, barium hydroxide, so that we produce barium carbonate. And so they say barium carbonate was formed. And then there's probably another thing there, I don't know, the other thing remaining, maybe plus H2O. I'm not sure if the reaction is correct. But the idea is to say this is an organic compound, say reactor no oxygen. Right? Imesele organic compound, imesele sample was this. And then satolo carbon dioxide. Leo carbon dioxide, we precipitated it. This is the gravimetric analysis in the eye, remind. You are precipitating it. This thing recording. All right. You are precipitating it. So basically you are reacting it kanjena, and then this is the precipitate or not. Barium carbonate was formed. So when they get in a precipitation reaction. Low barium hydroxide, remember simbiza ngani, a precipitating agent. Yona lento le enza uthi senze njani siforme le precipitate barium carbonate. So it's known as a precipitating agent. So according to the results here, we were told we produced a precipitate, the mass of our precipitate that we have produced here, the one that we have weighed at the end, it was 0.6006 grams. So a precipitate here to barium carbonate. So now they say find the percentage of carbon. Remember, Maxwell find the percentage, tola mass here carbon. But we have mass here precipitate, and precipitate is yabonti inayo carbon phakathi ngisho. And then carbon onjani oyi-1. So we will follow the same standard procedure. Find the number of moles of a precipitate first, because obvious mass asiwazi ukurelate ngayo. So first of all, sithola ukuthi kahle kahle what is the moles of the precipitate yethu? Barium carbonate. The number of moles of barium carbonate there obviously is going to be equals to mass over molar mass. So we're going to just use that 0.6006 grams over molar mass of barium carbonate. I'm not sure, but we can quickly find it, Lan, so that we don't waste too much time. Molar mass of barium carbonate is 197.336. So this is 197.336 grams per mole. And then you punch in, we calculate the precipitate barium carbonate. How much barium carbonate do we have in this precipitation reaction? You wanna get to 0.0030435 mole. So lay number of moles yani ye precipitate. And leyo precipitate inobani phakathi ino carbon. When you put percentage ya carbon. And mawufuna percentage kumele uqale uthole ini imass ya carbon lana. But let's relate ama number of moles. Asibukelani. Ku-barium carbonate, how many carbons do we have here? Ku-barium carbonate. Uyi-1 ngisho. Obviously lana it's only 1 carbon. So it means u-carbon lana will have the same number of moles as ubani? U-barium carbonate. By default vele we already know that uthini? 1 mole of ulontunjani. 1 mole of low barium carbonate lona. It is the same thing as 1 mole of bani. It contains 1 mole of ubani? U-carbon. So automatically, since here we have got ubani, if we have got 0.00304335 moles of barium carbonate, then it means that our moles of carbon will be the same. So the moles of carbon will still be the same, and they will be 0.0030435 moles. And then Tina, remember, for you to find the percentage, mass percent, you need mass of carbon. In this case, we're finding the percentage of carbon. So what is the mass of carbon here? Obviously, you have got a number of moles. We can find the mass again. Obviously, we know ukuthi the number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass. So mass of carbon lab would have to be 0.00304335 moles. So lay number of moles kabani ka carbon times molar mass. Molar mass of ulontunjani? Molar mass of carbon ithini kwanje periodic table? 12.011 angisho. So this is 12.011 grams per mole. So by default, as we say, mole no mole will go off, and then selenograms, which is the mass. So mass ka carbon wethu lana, mass of carbon here would have to be what? This times that. And then what do we get there? Let's make things quicker for you. I think singing ends kanje. Please calculate it for me. The mass of carbon in this sample. 0.66. 665. 365. Okay, 365 grams. So lento yini imass kabani ka carbon. And thina sifuna ini percentage ka carbon in the sample. We know that this sample that contains carbon, imass yayo, it is 0.2121. So sesifuna ukubona kahle kahle carbon ungakanani in this sample in terms of a percent. So we have just to carry on here and say uthini, therefore the percentage of carbon in the sample would have to be mass ka carbon over mass kabani, yes, sample. So once they say calculate the percentage, they mean the mass percent. So mass of carbon over the mass of the sample. And then in this case, mass of carbon, we found out that in this we've got 0.0365 grams. And the mass sample originally it is 0.2121 grams. So 0.2121 grams. Mind you, lana mass sample kumele ibe inkulu kunemass kabani ka carbon. So make no mistake and be careful when maybe there is something you might have done wrong. But mass sample must be bigger than mass kabani ka carbon. Because low carbon parts were sample language. So there is no way for us to have a large amount of carbon than the sample itself. And then when you do this, you're gonna get 17.24% of carbon in the sample. And then you'll be done. So ilo carbon is in this sample of the organic compound. It's tricky then. It's not tricky, it just needs you to mind the question. Gravimetric analysis, you are using the mass of a precipitate to find the analyte. The analyte carbon ilento le analyzer. And then ulontunjani mass of the precipitate, mass yalento eformayo. So you use that mass and then you find out ukuthi analyte yakho ingakanani. Lana we formed barium carbonate with this mass according to the statement. Obviously you cannot work with mass, uyenze yini the number of moles. But thina abasubuzanga ngo-barium carbonate, they want mass yani, they want percentage kabani ka carbon. you look at barium carbonate. How many carbons does it have? 1 carbon. So 1 mole of barium carbonate will be the same as 1 mole of carbon, because there is 1:1. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So by default, vele moles of carbon must be the same thing as moles of barium carbonate. And using moles of carbon, you find the mass of carbon. And once you have the mass of that analyte, you can find a percent analyte in the sample. Is that clear, fellow students? Anyone lost? Grade 12. Anyone lost? It's fine. It's fine. Let us do like one last example so that lento le ingene egazini khona sowenza enye into. We want it to sit in the blood. This one, please guys, try your best to not ninganqeni ukufunda statement. Sometimes the statement yields a lot of things, and if you don't read it, chances of success in the question, they are less. So now, same thing. We're doing the same thing. An iron ore was analyzed by dissolving a 1.1324 gram sample. Siqala nge-sample always. Bakunikeza imass yani yaleyo sample. And then they say in concentrated HCl, the resulting solution was diluted with water, and the ion was precipitated as the hydrous oxide Fe2O3 x H2O by the addition of NH3. After filtration, yabona nje isifila ngathi siyaconfuse le statement ukusifunda one by one kanje. So try your best to split it. Record lokho okuncane okubonile so far. Thola uthi nje uzothola half mark, ngiyazi uyawathola ama half mark lapha. So it'll be just like half mark. Calculate nje number of moles, at least nani ungaboni questions ifunani. Calculate leyo number of moles. Ngenza ukuthi kuhlangane, makungahlangani at least labo half. Ngenza ukuthi bahlanganise into ethile. So now sample. Imass yaleyo sample is 1.1324 grams. And then now, say I dissolve a sample in a strong acid HCl, and then say form another solution, and then that solution was diluted with water. So we dissolve this with HCl. We form a solution. Now a resulting solution is form when we dissolve in HCl. And then what we do, we dilute this with water. Trust me when I say it's unnecessary for you to know this, unless if you are maybe a chemistry major and you are interested. But you don't even need to know what happened lana before. You just need to measure a sample when you measure a final product, because we has a strategy. So here's the fun. So here you are diluting, and then after that you add to NH3. Do you see how complicated it seems? You add to NH3 after diluting. And then after filtration and washing, and the residue was ignited at a high temperature. This is where you need to be careful, man. We filter a final thing, and then we ignite it, we wash it, to give this. Yeah, well, now we have got something now. This is the final precipitate, and you precipitate it after washing and heating and doing all those things. So that is all filter share. So here we can say we have pure, they say we've got a mass which is 0.5394 grams, pure Fe2O3. So Fe2O3, this is pure that with this smaller mass. So I calculate the percentage of Fe. Calculate the percentage of Fe. Remember, makuthiwa calculate a percentage. You only need mass yaleyo nto over mass your sample. That's why it's unnecessary for you to dissolve and do that. It's for those who are interested. If you are not interested, now a calculation. This is the mass of the sample. This is the mass of any precipitate. So from mass precipitate, kumele ukwazi ukuthola ukuthi kahle mass yalo Fe esidingayo, how much is it? So we can do that angisho. But we cannot work with mass. We start with any number of moles. Same story, nothing changes here. So our number of moles of Fe2O3 will be equals to, obviously you're gonna say mass over molar mass. I won't write the formula anymore. So this is 0.5394 grams. Molar mass of Fe2O3 we have been given lapho to be 159.69 grams per mole. And then now you find out what is the number of moles of Fe2O3. So this over there, what is the number of moles of Fe2O3? 3.377 omunye 7. Okay. Times -3. And then this is moles. So a number of moles kabani ka Fe2O3, which is in precipitate that we formed. Thina sifuna i-percentage kabani ka Fe. Siyambona u-Fe angisho in this final precipitate. Yes, we just have to see how many Fe's do we have in this thing. So how many do we have, Lan? We have got 2 of them. So you can make a statement, you see, 1 mole of this compound or 1 mole of this precipitate is equals to 2 moles of Fe. Okay, 2 moles of Fe. So in 1 mole of Fe2O3, unangaki, una 2 moles of ubani, Fe. So what does this mean about the number of moles? Yeah, look, how do they relate? Now let's just be a bit careful. How would they relate here? How would they relate? Mase sifuna a number of moles of Fe. A number of moles of Fe kumele ibe kanjani? It must be half of ubani lega Fe2O3. Noma ungayiboni ngaleyo ndlela, you just do a molar ratio, just decompose lento lena. Decompose it into its Fe3 plus, okay, maybe it's an ionic equation, okay, O2 minus. You balance it, this is 2, this is 3, kanje. If ungayiboni ngaleyo ndlela, but this one is simple to see because uvela ubona abo Fe laba u2, yabo. So 1 mole of this has got 2 moles of that. So thina sine moles of this, so it must be half of ubani Fe. Or you can just do the molar ratio and say the ratio between this and this, it is 1:2. And then when I have got the moles of this, which is 3. Is it 1:2? Okay, 3.778 times 10 to the power of -3. And then you do the ratio there. You try to find out how much it is. It's going to be 1 times 2. Okay. Let's just try to see careful. Are we timesing or are we Are we timesing or are we multiplying? Are we dividing or are we multiplying? We are multiplying. Oh yeah. Okay, let me just confirm that. Okay, it's fine. 0.0. All right. It's fine. Yeah, we're multiplying by 2. Yeah. So we have got 3.3778. You multiply that by 2 angish. So a number of moles of Fe uzoba 2 times that, yeah, according to our ratios, correct. We're gonna get to bani 6 times -3 moles. So this is the number of moles kabani ka Fe. But sifuna ini percent of Fe. So kumele siqale sithole ini, sithole imass ka Fe over imass ya sample times 100. Nothing makes a difference here. Same thing, same old. So lana, mass of Fe has to be equal to bani, has to be equal to a number of moles 6.7556 times 10 to the power of -3 times molar mass. Okay, you write ama units as well. Penalize. This is mole. And then this is times mass of Fe we are given already. 55.847 grams per mole, molar mass. So we have got 55.847 grams per mole. And then from here, mole and mole will cancel off. What is the mass of Fe, Lapo? 0. Okay, 27 grams. So nayo imass kabani ka-Fe. When ufuna ini percentage kabani ka-Fe. Therefore, percentage of Fe would be equals to mass of Fe over mass of the sample Fe. Mass of Fe over the mass of the sample multiplied by 100. So do you see you only need two values there. So ungadidiswa ilabo dilute nabo X nabo 1 bani bangathi it's a difficult thing. Mass of Fe there is 0.37727 grams. Mass of the sample there, the initial sample is when? 1.1324. So 1.1324 grams times 100. So what will be the percentage of Fe? Ban 33.315 or 2 here they can say. Okay, here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 percent. So a percentage kabani lena ga Fe. Kunzima yini manje? Okay, naye balekile beam. The percentage of Fe3O4. Percentage of Fe3O4. Calculate the percentage of Fe3O4 in the sample. We are still in the sample, Angish. So this one is important because it has got a special chemical reaction that we need to know of. So the chemical reaction says 3Fe2O3 will give us 2Fe3O4 plus half of oxygen. All right, so basically, Lana, we've got two different compounds here. We've got two different compounds whereby Lana Fe weight when the oxidation state in here Fe weight has got a different oxidation state. So this is the chemical reaction that reacts the both of these two things. So Lana, so I calculate the percentage of this. Tina, remember we do know the moles of this Angish. Actually, this is the precipitate, the final one. See, calculate the number of moles. I want you to remember what are the moles of that. What were the moles of Fe2O3 Ecalen? What did we get? 3 to the power minus 3 moles. And my so I calculate the percentage of Fe3O4. Kuzoba easy. A percentage just means calculate the mass over the mass of the sample times 100. So I try to bafuna mass kabani ga Fe3O4. This is just basic stoichiometry. Njengoba ngisho ukuthi wonke ama topic la analytical chemist ayi stoichiometry. Wonke, okay, besides the stats none. But all of these are stoichiometric calculations. So Lana, we know the number of moles of this. Is there any way that we can get mass yellow Fe3O4 esimfunayo so that's 20%? Yes. Obviously, we've got a relationship of 3 to 2 Lana ngish. So Lana, we've got Fe2O3 is to Fe3O4 with a relationship of 3 is to 2. And from this relationship, we know that the moles of this is 3.3778 millimoles. Okay. Obviously, uzofaka times 10 to the power minus 3. But I'll just write small letter m to shorten things. And then tinasona in, we want the number of moles of this. So that's the so that we can find in the percent. So here, obviously, you have to say this is 3x is equals to 2 times the 3.3778 times 10 to the power minus 3. And then you divide by 3 on both sides. So this is just 2 over 3 times that. X, or a number of moles of a Fe3O4. So given the ratio. 2.2518 times 10 to the power minus 3 mole of ubani of le compound le Fe3O4 kanje. Maso the number of moles of Fe3O4 singahlula yini ukuthola imass sithola ipercent ayisekho enye into because lana the next thing you find mass of Fe3O4. Obviously, you're going to take this number of moles, 2.2518 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles of Fe3O4. You multiply by molar mass. We've been given here, the molar mass is 231.54 grams per mole. So this is 231.54 grams per mole. You substitute AMA units there for the sake of convenience. You find the mass. You find mass of Fe3O4. This times that is a 0.52139 grams. And then now we go to the final thing. Since now mass of Fe3O4 so let's going to say how much percent does it count in the sample? Because we know the mass of the sample is still 1.1324. I would think that the mass learner, you don't use it to calculate anything besides in the percent. Because the mass learner is sample, it can consist of impure things. So don't use it like stoichiometry le mass learner. You just keep it. You're gonna use it masotola in the percentage. This will be percentage of Fe3O4. So velocity, the mass of lo Fe3O4 over the mass of the sample. Then we multiply that by 100 because 20%. All right. So mass of Fe3O4 simtholile lana is 0.52139 grams. Then initial mass of the sample 1.1324 grams. So this is 1.1324 grams. Then you multiply by 100, we 20% of Fe3O4. Point zero. Okay, 0.0429. Okay, the initial thing it was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, percent. All right, so it is going to be hard. What? Gravimetry, it's all about mass. So umuntu mahlezi azi nje ukuthi uzwa nesample. Mawufuna ipercentage, bazokunikeza imass yesample. Mawufuna ukuthi uthole ilonto njani, mawufuna ukuthi uthole in futhi inenye futhi ekhona esiyenzile. But vele into esiyenzile basically beyifuna ipercentage in most cases. Yeah, into esiyenzile basically beyifuna ipercentage. Noma mhlawumbe wangafuna concentration, it's all about mass. Gravimetry is all about mass, everything about mass. So asibambe nje indaba kaMass, so esiqedile gravimetric analysis. But as for theory, another thing that you can go and look at, try to look at these things. Just try to look at nucleation and particle growth. Maybe possible questions might come out there. So look at nucleation and particle growth. You can also look at amanye concepts that we've just skipped. Sesibuyile colloidal name. Okay, and also look at precipitating reagent, selective and specific. Yes, look at selective and specific precipitating agents. That's precipitating agents. And then you can also look at what? Just to in any foot. Yeah, nama types of gravimetric analysis, because Latin has focused on precipitation, but just know our types and defining them in case, just in case they might, yeah, the factors that influence particle size. Yes, factors that influence particle size. Influence particle size. And then when you are done with this, I think you can say you are done with the gravimetric analysis, at least for now.